Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to see, I want what I, and also too, try to give out homework. So what I was trying to say was I wanted people to go back and on your charts, I want you to look and I want you to figure it out. I want you to let me know. I want you to tell me what you find after you see a cross and you see your fall or you see a climb. What do you find after it? Can you say, okay, well, after this, I can try to wait for or catch the comeback up? But if you were doing that here and anticipating the comeback up, you would have got caught because it never came back up. So it just was something I was, I'm a very big person on back testing and if you see a pattern to see if the pattern repeats because then we can kind of track that pattern. And so
I
that's what
also
that was.
also noticed, Sunshine, that depending on the time frame, like the 1 minute time frame, it doesn't fall as far after a cross. It could be misleading because it doesn't fall as far. Um, when it's the 1 minute time frame as when it's like the higher time frames have more weight on how far it will fall. That's what
Well,
I've
that
been
makes
seeing.
sense though, right? Because you have
Yes,
more
it
time for
absolutely does.
movement.
Uh-huh.
You have more time for movement. So, in a minute time frame, unless it's a volatile pair, it might not move very far in 1 minute. So just because you have that cross on the 1 minute chart, you might not see that whole fall. But on the 15-minute chart, it had 15 minutes worth of work it could have done. So yeah, I could see that. Definitely could see that. Um, I see Evelyn is on the chart, on the call, and I wanted to talk to her. So Evelyn, let's talk about this trade you got in, and let's tell me what you did. Tell me where it came from and why.
Okay, so can you? Okay, okay, my mic is not muted. So I was in EJ from earlier today, and I was doing very well. I was watching the currency strength meter. So what I
Mm-hmm.
have not done yet is I need to learn how to set up my charts like you guys. So I haven't done that yet.
Okay. So
And
what did you get in EJ for and where?
I got in EJ. Um, let's see. Let's see.
On your
Well,
MetaTrader, tell me what your entry was.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Um, on my MetaTrader, I got in at 137.283.
What? Oh, down here. Oh, you got down at the low. Okay. So you got in at 137 what?
137, what did I say? 283.
You got down at the all the way at the low. All right. So 137, 283. That's where you got in at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Then what? What were you going for?
I was going for 10 pips, but
For a sale?
yeah, for a sale.
And it turned around on you.
Ooh, girl. Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I want to say is let's look at this right here. Okay. So when you got in it, did you look at the chart at all, or did you just get into the trade from your MetaTrader?
I got into the trade from my MetaTrader.
Okay. Everybody that's on the call right now, if you do that, stop doing that. That was one of the main things that was making me chase the market, was that I was getting in looking at it from MetaTrader and not
Mhm.
actually looking and analyzing my chart from beginning to end. If you haven't been on the chart all day today, or if you haven't been riding this particular pair within the last couple of hours, you don't know what it's doing or where it's going. So what you're doing is you're trying to trade on that very small time frame that you're looking at. And you honestly, from the phone MetaTrader, it doesn't give you
Mhm.
enough data to look to be able to tell what it's doing. And so at that point, one, you're at the mercy of the market, and two, you don't know where the trade is actually going because you're too zoomed in on that particular point of the market. So when you were looking at it, especially from your MetaTrader, it's not going to give you a lot of visual at that time, right?
Right.
So this is all you see. Oh God, I want to pay for this so I can make this roll back, but I'm not paying for this. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's open this up. And I'm doing this like this because I want it to look like it would look on MetaTrader. You would be in it real close like this, right? Because you would only be able to see about that much of your line, right? Of your 50.
Mhm.
You can't see everything. This is all you see. So when you're in it, if you're right here at the bottom, all you saw was that it's below the 50. And that this right here looked like this was going down. So you like, well, let me get in it for a sale because this is going down, right?
Right.
Right.
Because let me see. Let me go back.
Because this is at 8:15 this morning.
Okay.
So this
let
has to
me-
be where it is because it hasn't been this low before that. After that, it was up too high. This has to be it. So my question is on your MetaTrader, is your RSI on your MetaTrader?
No.
So your RSI, look at the line that I just put up here. You see that? Look where the RSI, well, let me move it over so that this little thing ain't in the way. Look where the RSI is. The RSI had bottomed out. That would have gave me the indication to wait anyway to see what it was going to do. If it was going to keep in the momentum and keep going down, or if I was waiting for the hook and the ride back up. If you are going to trade off of your MetaTrader, you're going to have to be able to definitely look at multiple time frames and really, like, I just don't feel as though trading off of your MetaTrader is safe unless you are an extremely experienced trader. I really feel as though if you are a new trader, if you are a novice trader, if you are intermediate trader, if you are still, kind of winning, like you ain't got it, look at your chart first and let your chart tell you the big picture, and then navigate from your MetaTrader after that. I go back and forth. Even when I'm on my MetaTrader, I'll still pull up. I have a trading view on my phone, and I'll still pull up my trading view to make sure what I see is actually what I see.
Right.
Because if you would have started from, like, did you start on your day chart this morning?
No.
Okay.
I traded strictly from my MetaTrader 4.
So right here on the day chart, right here, it definitely looks like it's going into a sell momentum, but look at how small that candle is.
Mm-hmm. And
Not only that, but let's look at our RSI. What feeling, if this RSI, I want y'all to think of the RSI like it's an EKG. I think Malika gave the best example of that. She was like, she see it like what she was talking about the candles, but she was like, she see it like an EKG machine. And ever since then, I feel like that. The RSI is like an EKG machine, a EKG monitor, and it's the heartbeat of your trade. So you got to ask yourself, is it beating fast? Is it going up? Is it slowing down? Is it coming down? Is it kind of just neutral? And you can kind of tell by what it looks like. So right here, you see how this is starting to stall out?
Mm-hmm.
This is giving me indecision vibes. And if it's starting to look like this on the day chart, I might not expect my candles to be very big. As a matter of fact, I might leave these two lines up here because it could possibly be that we might start bouncing because you have this line right here,
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you got into a sale on the day chart and you looked at it like this day chart definitely has sale momentum to it.
Right. Because
Definitely has sale momentum.
You actually talking,
But
sir?
but not for, I wouldn't look at it like that for if I was just trying to get 5 or 10 pips or 10 or 20 pips. this is what you're looking at for your momentum of the day. So that if you were in a trade and it was a sale or something like that, and it had pulled back a little bit, you still have the idea in the back of your mind that, well, on my day chart, it's still in a sale momentum. So let me decide, can I stay in this pullback? Your higher time frames you use for your strategy. Unless you are trading long trades, right? Unless you're doing day trades. But if you're doing scalping on the 1, the 5, the 15-minute chart, then your hour, your 4-hour, your day chart, that is showing you your strategy. When I have pullback on the lower time frames, I go to the higher time frames to find out where my resistance is, so I can decide where I want to put my stop loss. If my resistance is another 30 or 40 pips on the higher time frame from where my entry is, now I'm going to make a decision. Can I really hold that pullback for it to go up to the resistance and then come back down? Do I want to stay in that? Or do I just want to go ahead and set my stop loss somewhere before that? And if it keeps going, then I'm just out of it. Or do I want to get out of it now because I can't take this anymore? That's how that helps you make those decisions. But yeah, definitely one of the things that has helped me turn around my trading is I start on the chart. I do not trade. I will not open my MetaTrader up and just look at it and be like, oh, it's in a buy, so I'm going to buy, or, oh, it's in a sale, so I'm going to sell. No, I think that's very haphazard. And we're better traders than that. We trade off of what we see and what we know. We don't trade just off of 2 candles or 3 candles. We trade off of what we see, the trajectory or the market, what we have analyzed. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Did that help anybody else?
And that's what I was doing. Cause let me see. I was in that trade. I started trading EJ from, oh Lord. So I guess their time frame is different from ours. It's a 1632. So I was in how many EJ trades this morning? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was in 6 EJ trades. And then on my 7th trade, that's when it went the opposite way.
Okay, so the 6 trades that you did, what were you doing? Just taking 10, or were you jumping in and riding it as it went down and then jumping back out?
No, I was doing 10.
You were doing 10. So how long were you going to do 10 for?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I was just watching the currency's strength, and as I seen it just kept dropping, and then I just got in.
So I wouldn't use the currency strength that way. The currency strength meter is going to give you kind of like an overall engagement of what it'll be doing at that moment, but you need use your resistances. So like I give you a for example, because I know exactly what you're talking about, because I can remember calling Dr. LA one day on US 30 and saying, I done figured it out. All I got to do is jump in the trade when I know the trade is going one way, and just don't even put in a take profit or a stop loss, and then just jump back out. Baby, that candle turned around on me so quick. It might have made it a couple of times, but it's that one that don't, you know? So, so when I said that, when I had said earlier that you could buy up EJ to 139.18, I was saying that off of my resistance that I saw. But I also said I didn't say, take the trade. I was just like, it's in a buy, and the next resistance level is at 139.18. So that meant, for me, if you jump on the chart and you see it in motion moving in that direction, you can decide to take 10 or 20 or however you see the market moving. But depending on when you saw it, it might be in pullback. You know what I mean? So it gives whoever sees that trade a little bit more it's more of an idea than oh, I got to jump in this trade right now. Nah, Sunshine just told you the trajectory of the trade is going towards 139.18. Okay, I saw that 20 minutes ago. Let me go look at it now. It's pulled back kind of far. I don't want to get in. Or it's only like 3
Right.
pips away from there. I'm straight. I don't want to
Right.
get in. You can make better choices. So that
Okay.
trade, I actually, when I told y'all about it, I took 10. But right now, it has pulled back all the way down to 138.13. I got in at, my entry is at 138.57. The reason why I'm not worried is because even on my day chart, even though I have sales, let's go look down at my lower time frames. Look at that. If that's not the prettiest 3-finger setup I've ever seen in my life, that's gorgeous. Hold on, let's keep going down. Oh, she's beautiful some more. Let's go some more. She's still there. There she is. We even go to the 1-minute chart. Look at that. So we've got 3-finger setup, but right now the pullback that I'm in, why do you think I'm in that pullback? What's the issue that I'm facing right now?
I don't know.
Can
Lines
anybody
are
else tell me?
EMA.
Oh, it's because
EMA's all together.
They're all, everything is together. If this ain't, this is the party of parties. This is, everybody is at this party. I'm talking about, this is NWA. This is the Country Music Awards. This is Night at the Roxbury. This is jazz, and this even got some Denzel Washington in there talking about, I'm not gonna bury my son gonna bury me. This, everybody is in here. This is star-studded. So
Okay.
even though I'm in that pullback, I'm not really worried about it because I have my information that's letting me know, here's my next resistance. If I'm trying to get to 138.65, because I just took 10, that's this yellow line right here, 138.64. And look, it's just playing in this area.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I get tired of waiting on it, or if it don't, because I've been in it for, I don't know, maybe about 2 hours. Been in it for about 2 hours now. When it's time for me to go to bed, if I don't want to stay in it, then I can do a couple of different things. I can set my stop loss real close. Because what do I know? I know that this is supposed to go into a sale eventually, right? This could possibly not happen. It could possibly sit up here and not be able to break through all of this resistance. But if it does, I'm going to go ahead and catch a couple. I'm going to catch my little 10 real quick. But I'm waiting for my sale. I'm waiting for that day sale. Because on the day chart, where I tell y'all it's going, look at that. On the day chart, we have a separation in our EMAs. Even though this is starting to fall out, this is the next thing it's trying to come try to touch. It's already opened up below, which means now we got to work in this area. So I know I'm eventually going to make some money down here. I don't want to worry about up here, nor do I want to get caught up here. But if I can snatch me a quick 10 real quick, I'll snatch me a quick 10. But I'm not trying to stay in that 10. And if I see any stretch of it on here, down here, if I see any inclination of we're ready to start falling, I'm not staying in this trade. I'm not waiting for it to come back. Because my day chart has told me what the momentum is. I am waiting on this beautiful M&M, McDowell's M, Master PM. I don't know what this is, but I'm about to ride this roller coaster.
So you waiting for it to sell?
On the higher time frame, definitely. I see within the next, 3 or 4 days, maybe, that we have a nice sale momentum. But any of my buys are going to be on low time frames, and they're going to be just quick. I just want to get me a little bit and get out. So not only that, let's do this one. Okay, if you got in way down here, right, at 13723, what was your stop loss? When was you gonna protect the bag? I'm talking about you just running with everything open.
I did. And I got on the train, girl, with the trade running, forgot all about it.
So you just out here running around just naked.
That's how I was today. So after I got off the train, I was like, oh my God, I didn't put no stop loss in. Girl.
Okay. So then here go the next one. When did you give yourself alerts? Because I know you weren't watching it, right? You too busy running around New York with your Timbs on. Ain't no way you could have been watching this all day. Did you have any alerts so that your MetaTrader, I mean not your MetaTrader, but your trader's assistant could let you know, hey, it's still going up. It's still going up.
No. So what is that? That's an alert system. I don't trade. What is it?
Okay, so for everyone on your cell phone, on ill phones and Android phones, there's an app called Trading View.
Did you call ill phones?
Yes.
It's an app called what?
I'm gonna need you to be nice. Be nice.
So,
Oh Lord.
so there's an app called Trader's Assistant. Okay. If you go ahead and download that app, you can do things like tell it to let you know when it's gonna cross over certain areas. So what I use my Trader's Assistance app to do is I'll tell it, let's say my take profit is the 139.118. I'll tell my Trader's Assistant to alert me when it hits 139.00. I don't want to know when it hits my take profit. That was something I learned. It took a long time to learn that. I don't want to know when it hits my take profit. I want to know when it's getting in the area. Why? All money is good money, baby. And if it's going to turn around on me, I want it to turn around in profits and not in losses. And it's not going to alert you if it doesn't hit that area. Okay. So I always give myself about, if I'm doing a longer trade, like if I'm doing 20 pips or so, I'm always going to alert myself about, regardless, about 3 to 4 pips before my take profit or before my stop loss. Or if I'm doing a longer trade, like these hundreds of pips that I'll put in what I call a stop in profit. And so halfway through, I'll send myself an alert to let me know, hey, put a stop profit. So that way, even if it don't keep going from this point, if it turns around, you still get knocked out in profit. If I call a 200 pip trade and I make 100 pips and then it turn around and I only get 3 pips or I end up being negative, I'm gonna be way more upset than if I got into a 200 pip trade and then it went 100 pips and then it turned around and hit my stop loss and I only made $100 instead of making $200. I'd rather make that 100. I doggone sure don't want to owe nobody $50. So we got to give ourselves, not that we doing too much, but we're doing a lot throughout the day, and we don't necessarily always have the capabilities to remember to jump back on to look to see if your trade is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Some people falling asleep. You got kids. You got all these other things you got to do. So, give yourself the help that you need. Have something else looking out for you. And that's what that trader's assistant is. So hopefully that helps someone else. But yes, I see somebody else is saying that they trade off of their phone as well. Listen, you guys, that thing it's nice, but it ain't this. Okay. If you are trading off of your phone, that means you're not placing your lines. You don't know where you need more information. You can't save anything on there to the point where you can back test the way you need to. So there's no way for you to really get on there and say, hey, I can see this pattern. Let me go ahead and place these lines. Like the MetaTrader is great for in the moment, but if you are really wanting to be a skilled trader and you want to make sure your trades are accurate, you need to be either on the IML or on Traders Assist Trading View, Harmonic Scanner. You either need to be on the Harmonic Scanner or you need to be on your Trading View chart. I honestly, there's
That's why we-
always anomalies, but I really believe that you start